Biden is getting asked a question. It's interesting. If you read Joe Biden's response, his response sounds pretty bad. It's a different when you experience it with a room full of people who seem to, at the very least, find his response amusing. Personally, I think it's a little bit gross. And I don't know where he's going with it. I don't know how long. Does this clip end really early, or do we?
I got about 45 seconds of it.
Okay. All right, here it is. Here's Joe Biden. He is in Columbia, South Carolina. This is his firewall, folks. He's already starting to, his campaign's already starting to freak out because they are starting to suspect that he's going to lose in Iowa and lose in New Hampshire, possibly. And by lose, I don't mean come in second. I mean, he could come in third or fourth even in certain instances. And they are now basically laying it out there and saying, well, we don't really care about Iowa and New Hampshire. South Carolina is our firewall. But look, I keep saying this over and over again. There's a lot of polling out there. The polling is, it's close enough right now and varies enough that we really can't tell. It's not going to be terribly predictive. If Sanders' theory is correct, then the organization that he'll be doing and building on the ground will help him win Iowa, and that's going to implicate what people in New Hampshire do and what people in South Carolina do. Warren and Buttigieg have poured a ton of money into Iowa. So if either one of them, certainly if Pete Buttigieg wins, who knows? But if Warren wins in Iowa and then she wins or comes in a close second in New Hampshire, that's going to change the tenor of the race too. But nevertheless, here is Joe Biden in South Carolina, his firewall, and I don't know how he gets away with this. I don't know that he will actually long term. But here he is addressing the question of, basically what I think centers around the, the talk that my understanding is a lot of black parents have to give to their kids, because when they interact with the police, the implications of it are dramatically different than when kids, when white kids do. Here's Joe Biden offering a very, very empathetic and understanding response.
Pulled over for routine traffic stops and end up dead. If I were your daughter, what advice would you give me the next time I get stopped by the police?
If you were my daughter, you'd be a Caucasian girl and you wouldn't be pulled over. That's what's wrong. That is what's wrong. There is institutional racism that still exists. And what it should require is every police department in America should have to go through what they used to call, back when I first got started in the women's movement, sensitivity training. For example,
when he got started in the women's movement?
What?
And sensitivity training? No. What needs to happen is the Department of Justice needs to be examining all the records of police forces, and particularly close examination if they hit a threshold of stops over a certain amount with some type of racial disparity. Sensitivity training is not going to work at this point.
Famously not useful in any context, really.
I was the guy who said you pull him out of the car, you beat him, you don't kill him. That was 1983.
The bottom line.
The cops are being insensitive when they kill unarmed black people.
The bottom line is there needs to be punitive action by the Department of Justice. And how we know, one way of knowing how that it's effective is it's the first thing that Jeff Sessions did when he got into office was to basically say to all the police departments around the country, if you are under some type of decree by the Justice Department, we're going to lift that. And you as cops should know that we as cops are not on the beat in terms of making sure that you're doing your job as cops. They know the efficacy of that. Because when the prosecutors have a problem with what you're doing and it go after you, it's the same dynamic. It's the exact same thing the cops would say about anything. If you don't lock up some people, you're not going to send the right message. And there should be implications. There should be not sensitivity training. There should be specific restrictions on police departments that, and there should be, they should be filing a lot more data as to their stops, et cetera, et cetera. There needs to be policy changes, not just like touchy-feely sessions.
Well, have they tried leaving the record player on in police stations?
That's right.
Play the record player. They learn things.
Oh, forgive me, Father Freisand.
I mean, the joke itself was not so bad, right? He was trying to make a joke about how the cops are racist, but anytime he does something like that, we just need to remind everyone the role that he's played in mass incarceration.
Yep.
I remember Halle Berry. That was another date. That was after Bobby Kennedy got killed.